So, good evening to all of you.
Good evening, sir.
हाँ, डायरेक्टर कम्युनिटी साइंस मैडम हम पाखे अछंती मैडम नमस्कार. Let me talk to Sridhar so that he will join. Aishwarya, have you prepared the agenda for the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Can you show that in slideshow or screen sharing?
So,
Can
I send you over WhatsApp?
It's okay. If you have not prepared, that's fine. But if it is okay, then you can show, or else no problem.
So, can I send you because it's not visible? I think Surya can show it. I had sent it on WhatsApp. Surya, can you show it?
Okay, no issue. I just thought that actually when you will be introducing, so you could briefly speak about the agenda so that everybody knows what is the time limit or how much time he or she has to sit. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Huh.
Sir, I will share
know,
it.
So before start of the meeting, we know that Sridhar will be speaking for this many minutes. Honorable Vice Chancellor will speak like this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Please. If possible, fine. Otherwise, it's okay. No issue at all.
Yes, sir.
Sridhar. Good evening, Sridhar.
Is my mic on?
Yes, I can listen you. You can just share your screen and administrators, please allow Sridhar to share his screen so that he knows that he can present. Just a rehearsal. Madam Divya Prabha Pradhan, Madam Achandi, Community Science, Madam Namaskar.
Yeah, how do I share my screen?
Yes, Namaskar.
Namaskar. Just there should be one option. Present now. There is one option present now at the bottom. At the bottom.
Yeah, let me just
click that.
Yeah.
And just share your presentation only. There should be other options and share your presentation only.
How do I share it?
Just see when you click the present now, so there should be.
If sorry not comfortable, I can send the presentation.
Surya, actually sir present karantu. Jodi sir se न करी परिबे हमें एटु करिबा, right?
Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just open the presentation first.
First you open the presentation.
Yeah. If I say window, it is not coming. Okay, what should I be sharing actually? Present now when I say with a Chrome tab, no, entire screen. If I say entire screen, no, it doesn't go there. How do I go? I'm not sure about it. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure how to go to that particular presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, fine. It's a simple process. Okay, fine. Right. Okay, right. Then in that case, I mean, okay, you could see the presentation?
So the presentation is not visible.
No, presentation is not visible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, then I think somebody needs to help me out.
Dear Sridhar,
Yeah.
I am Jesse Pal, CIT.
Pal, how are you?
Oh, fine. you share the presentation to this host that those people so that they will show you. You just talk there.
Yeah, I already shared the presentation to them.
Okay, then these people, Aishwarya or Jigyasa, you may Aishwarya and that
Yes, sir.
Sulagna, you may show the slide.
Yes, sir. We have already made it possible. The slide is already available with our coordinator. He will show the slides if sir wants.
Okay, then it's all right. Okay,
Sir,
dear Sridhar ji, it will be all right.
Yeah, it's okay for me.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Sir, we'll share it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, as per your comfort zone, we'll share the slide, whatever you wish to show.
Yeah, it's okay. It goes serially.
Yes, sir.
Whether the lighting is okay now or with this light.
Sir, it's perfect. You're looking perfect, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Your presentation.
Yeah.
Sir, is it okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Yes, sir. So the whole screen is visible to you?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, sir. So we'll move according to you, whatever you direct.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I can see Niranjan has joined. Niranjan, seeing you for a very long time.
Sir, we'll soon start the meeting at 6:15.
Okay, sure.
Yes, sir.
I'm here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So please allow other guests to join. Once
Yeah.
they join, we'll start.
Yeah, sure. No issue.
Good evening to all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Siddharth, good evening.
Ramabu, namaskar.
Namaskar. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Okay.
सर नमस्कार डीन सर नमस्कार हेलो श्रीधर
Hi, Ambika. How are you?
हाँ हाय राम सर नमस्कार
Namaskar. Namaskar. Namaskar.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Kalpana. Good evening.
नमस्कार
Sir, namaskar.
Namaskar. मोर ऑडियो टा ठीक अछि?
हाँ sir, बढ़िया
हाँ ठीक अच्छे
आपन
Light
audio
अच्छी?
सब बढ़िया हाँ Sridhar, how are you? केमती अछो?
Kalpana, how are you? I can hear you.
Looking forward to hear you for a long time.
Yeah, it's very, very long time, right?
मस्त नमस्कार सर
Just 1 second. ना?
सर हाँ सर आराम अपन आप जॉइन कर ले मैं आराम करिए सर सर आगे सर मैं छोटे 15 मिनट से वेट कर अपन जॉइन कर ले मैं आराम करिए सर सर थैंक यू सर
मानसी पे नमस्कार.
So, hello,
madam,
good evening,
namaskar,
all of
namaskar.
you.
I can see a lot of people from other places joining. Shashi Prakash Mishra joined.
Swasia joined. Swasi Mishra joined.
Yeah. Incidentally, he stays just about 3 kilometers from my house. But in Mumbai, I'm not in a position to see him.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Very good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. VC sir, namaste. Sridhar here.
So, good evening to all of you. Actually, I got the news that BC sir is also trying to join. So, if
He has
somebody
joined.
let in, then we'll start the program.
Sir, he has already joined. Sir,
He has joined. Yeah.
this is sir already joined.
Am I audible?
No, no, no.
I'm audible.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Aishwarya,
Yes, sir.
our Honorable BC sir has already joined. Sir, namaskar, sir.
Namaskar and welcome all of you and thank you very much.
Sir. So, Aishwarya, please start the program. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes. A very good evening to all of you. ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आप खोए औरों को शीतल करे आपहु शीतल होए. A very warm evening to all the respected delegates, dignitaries, colleges deans of OUAT, head of departments, professors, associate professors, resource personnel, and event coordinators. I, Aishwarya Mansi, along with Sufri Sulagna, welcome you all to today's virtual CET Talks sponsored by IDP NAHET. We are honored to have our Vice Chancellor Sir of Orissa University of Agriculture and Technology, Dr. Pavan Kumar Agrawal Sir, as the chairperson for today's gathering. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's our immense pleasure to have Mr. B. Sridhar Sir, General Manager of Institutional Development from NABARD Head Office, Mumbai, as our today's chief guest. We also welcome you, sir, with a warm heart.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before moving ahead on the behalf of today's audience and coordinators, I would like to extend heartful thanks to Dean College of Agricultural Engineering and Technology and Dean Students Welfare, Dr. Sanjay Kumar Das sir, to take such a productive initiative of our exposure with a high-ranked dignitary and take us a step ahead towards a bright future. Thank you, sir. I would like to take this opportunity to speak a few words about the College of Agricultural Engineering and Technology. It is one of the constituent colleges of Orissa University of Agriculture and Technology, established in the year 1966. Since then, it has been imparting education and acts as a base of research and extension in the field of agricultural engineering. The colleges have 5 separate departments fulfilling the needs of undergraduate and postgraduate students. Number 1, Department of Farm Machinery and Power. Number 2, Department of Soil and Water Conservation Engineering. Number 3, Department of Agricultural Processing and Food Engineering. Number 4, Department of Mechanical and Electrical Engineering. Number 5, Department of Agriculture Structure, Civil and Environment Engineering. In order to persuade students' participation and enhance career guidance, the Students' Union of CAT has established 4 clubs in the term 2018-19. Number 1, Art and Culture Club. Number 2, Literary Club. Number 3, Technical Club. Number 4, Startup Club. We continue to organize events and encourage our students to participate and hope to establish records in future. With this, I would like to hand over the charge to Ms. Sushri Sulagna to explain today's agenda of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. First of all, a very good evening to Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, our chief guest for the event, respected deans and directors of various colleges, and all
Sushri, your voice is not audible. Can you please just check it once again?
Hello. Am I audible now, Didi?
Out tikiye.
One. Now?
Can you please be a bit louder?
No, continue.
Sure. Good evening, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, our chief guest for tonight, respected deans and directors of various colleges, and all the dignitaries present over here. Well, nowadays competition has increased in leaps and bounds. We often come across individuals busy in polishing their skills, or what we say hard skills specifically. When we are focusing on hard skills, we also see an importance of personality development courses in academic curriculum. Why so? Why do we need these grooming classes? Why do the job providers seek for effective group discussion and efficient team management? Why does the World Economics Forum Future of Jobs Report 2020 suggests people management and emotional intelligence would be among the important skills required in the workplace? Even in the era of 21st century, why do we still reflect on Kabir's Doha and Valmiki's Ramayana? To find the answers to all these questions, our today's topic, importance of soft skills in achieving excellence in workplace. I would now request Dr. Ramachandra Das Sir, PI IDP NHAP and Head of the Department of Mechanical and Electrical Engineering, College of Agricultural Engineering and Technology, OUAT, to welcome our chief guest for further enlightenment. Please, sir.
Thank you, Sulagna. Good evening to one and all. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P.K. Agarwal sir, Mr. Bhalamudi Sridhar, today speaker of this evening and alumnus of this university, Dean College of Agriculture and Technology, Dr. S.K. Das, respected deans and directors, faculty members, nodal officer IDP, and dear loving friends. So this is a good opportunity for me to welcome you all to this first program of IDP, that is the online lecture series. So in this series, we'll have lectures on different aspects. So today we are having on the soft skill, and we are having one speaker who happens to our alumni of this our OUAT. So that is a coincidence, and we are lucky. So I take this opportunity to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor to this evening, and who is the main driving force for all these activities. Sir, I welcome to this online lecture series on soft skill. Mr. Bhalamudi Sridhar, an alumni of this university, graduated in 1988 from College of Agricultural Engineering and Technology. So he did his master's in Indian Institute of Forest Management, Bhopal, and joined NABARD, and he served in different positions in 4 states of the country. And his last span in Odisha, he served in the area of farm mechanization in Baleshwar. And especially he emphasized on rice mechanization or the mechanical transplanting of rice. So he has a lot of expertise in the area of banking, climate change, farmers producer organization, and also tribal development. So I welcome Mr. B. Sridhar to this talk, and look forward for similar talks in the future as well. Our Dean of the Faculty, College of Agriculture and Technology, Dr. S.K. Das. So he is the first to take initiative to start these programs. And CIT is the first to have this online lecture series under IDP NH project. So I welcome Dr. S.K. Das to this program, and also with his dynamic leadership, in future we'll have many more lecture series on different aspects, not only soft skill, on professional skill, entrepreneurship, and others. And I welcome all the directors. I see there are so many directors and professors of different colleges have joined this program. I welcome you all, madam and sir, to this program. And I hope we'll have similar programs in your college in the future. And the faculty, I see there's so many faculty of College of Agriculture Engineering, some past alumni, others are also joined. So I welcome you all to this program. And last but not the least, I welcome our loving students. So who have actually, they have taken this initiative to design this flyer, all those things. It is their effort. So I welcome you all to your own program, that is CIT Talks. So with these words, I once again hand over the podium or mic to Sulagna to proceed further. Sulagna, please.
Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you, sir. Sir, we would now like to request Sridhar, sir, to share a few words with us. Please, sir. Sir?
Sridhar, unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So my special thanks to my college, my university. My heart is always there. Thanks, Agrawal sir. You made this possible. Thanks, Sanjay. You made it possible. This is not an area where I was teaching, but this is an area where I was working, because I have been working with so many participants, so many people who keep applying for the jobs, and I was in interview boards in the banks and other things. Then I was seeing like how people with so much of talent, why they are not in a position to present themselves. And literally, because I am from that area, so I used to push them to tell in the interview. I used to tell them how to push them to present themselves so that, okay, they can compete. And particularly, I have gone through a particular series of things in life, which I'll be sharing with you. Because leaving Orissa, then going to national scene, then competing with people in the banks, in IFM, and all these things I'll be sharing. And some of my friends already know about it, but thing is that, okay, for them it may be repetition, but I'm very sure it will be, this presentation will be very much useful to the students. Of course, all the faculty, they have appeared, they have got their CVs, they are very successful people. But thing is that, okay, fine. This is presentation is more directed towards the students. I hope they will enjoy. With these words, if I'm permitted, we can go for the presentation, or Sushri, Sulagna, do we have something else?
Please start. Please start.
Okay. So actually, originally I was talking about success in work life and all. Then I said work, and within bracket I have put life, because some of these things are very much useful for life also, because soft skills are as much necessary for the work as well, and same is true for life. Okay. I said I'm right now working in head office. I look after I'm general manager in institution development department. And you all know, like NABARD typically deals with all the cooperative banks in the country. More than 350 rural cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks, and state cooperative banks. So we have got about 350 district central cooperative banks, and every state has got a state cooperative bank. Then we have got more than 85,000 plus primary agriculture cooperative societies, which are on the credit side. Then of course we have got milk societies and all these things. So my job involves keeping them healthy. You can understand, okay, even I do not know who are my customers, because I can't remember their names also, but I'm expected to work on the policies that will keep them in good health. Because unless the rural institutions are in good health, the NABARD cannot be in good health, and country cannot be in good health. That is the philosophy. So we say that, okay, development through credit is the norm for NABARD. Like, that is what we believe. Credit has to go to the rural areas, and development has to happen, and credit has to be used in a very responsible manner. So I'm very lucky I've been posted to this department. I became a general manager somewhere in January, and recently I came to Mumbai, and all these COVID times I am here. And so, okay, let's go to the next slide. We'll be hearing more about me and more about what you call these soft skills. Yep. Of course, part of it I've already covered, and part of it has been covered in introduction also. I've done my agriculture engineering and then forest management. Incidentally, I joined the first batch of forest management that was the first batch that started in 1988, Indian Institute of Forest Management. So it was a big risk because there's a new institute, and that time I had a seat in IRMA. So IRMA was very old and IIFM started. I do not know what what shall actually happen to me, but I decided to join there. Then of course, my last posting was in Bankers Institute of Rural Development. That is the Apex Learning Institute of NABARD, wherein we train all the cooperative banks, regional rural banks, commercial banks, then also Indian and foreign delegates, government officers, and SLRM, and many other NGOs, FPOs, SHGs. Typically, we train about 10,000 people in that institute. And I was working there in that institute. Then before that, as I told you, my first posting in NABARD was in Assam. And before that, the moment I passed out from OET, I joined JK Paper Mill. So my first job was, let me tell you, is a hardcore technical job. Not knowing anything much about forestry. I have gone to the field, and my job was promoting social forestry and through eucalyptus, and that was the peak of what you call eucalyptus controversy, wherein then you need to promote it. So you have to go to the people, talk to them, encourage them to raise the plantations and everything. So that is where communication skills were the most demanding, because technology you can always put in the field, but convincing the people to do something which is there in newspaper every day is another thing. And I was barely 22. And I was directly reporting to president of the company, and he was in Delhi. So he was not there to guide me. So that is where the real challenge was there. Then of course, that was my career. Then couple of things I written here, I'll always share with you later. I have written a number of case studies on farmers producer organizations. Then I have written a book on guide, basically it's a guidebook on how to prepare their business plans for farmers producer organizations. I'll be sharing you that book, that link is available in the market. Then of course, I have also contributed some 3 chapters on tribal development, on tribal agriculture, then tribal livelihoods, and forests and tribals. How they will be together so that, okay, forests are preserved. Then of course, in NABARD, you are supposed to do multitasking. So my other love is cybersecurity, because we are working with cooperative banks and other people who may not be very good at cybersecurity. So I was teaching them cybersecurity and payment systems and other things. Then one of the assignment parallelly that's going on is working with Goyal sir, writing a book on farm equipment for the bankers. That is a work that's going on. And I hope one day it will see the light of the day. Almost the work is over. Now it is okay, I think enough about me. So you're not come here to hear about me. You're come here to tell what I'm going to say. Okay, can we go to the next slide, please? Can we go to the next slide? Yeah. So when you talk about soft skills, right? So life is hard and brutal, I'll always call it, because it's absolute uncertainty. Degrees are a rat race, which you have, I have, and everyone in this group has. And we got it through a rat race. But there's a very famous proverb. The person who wins the rat race doesn't become a cat. He continues to be a rat. He's a rat race. Then skills are even harder to acquire, because you can teach people, but how to impart the skill. And once you're talking about the skills, there is another part of it, that is soft skills. So what are these soft skills? These are beyond technology. They are beyond number crunching. You can do very good equations, but thing is that you may not be in a position to present that to a class. It's all about having some knowledge about everything around. So you're not left behind in a communication. There is a meeting going on. Suddenly I'm attending a meeting. Somebody talks about climate change. I should be in a position to understand. Somebody talks about presentation skills. I should be in a position to understand. I may not be the best, but it should not put me off saying that, okay, there's some things are going above my head. I may not be in a position to contribute, but I should be in a position to understand. That is what is this. That is next is comprehension skills. If somebody gives me 25 pages, I should be in a position to read it, understand it, and make into half a page summary. Because if I go to VC OET, who is a busy man, he doesn't have a whole day for me. Right now, I am lucky. He may be sitting through my class. But thing is that if I go to his office, there will be 25 people waiting for him. So whatever I want to convey to him, I should be in a position to convey to him in first 5 minutes to make him interesting. I mean, so that once he gets interesting, okay, then I may snatch some more time. But thing is that I got that 5 minutes in which I should be in a position to impress that a meeting with me is important. And presenting yourself. You must have seen, even in this meeting, I'm sitting with a tie. Why? I have an option of sitting with a t-shirt. But thing is, I am a faculty here. I should make that little effort to be presentable. Then understanding the organization and rules. That is another thing. We all know what we are doing, but do we really know what our organization actually expects us to do? That is the next. It's a skill to understand what is there in the mind of my boss, what is there in the mind of my organization setup, what is there in the mind of my professor. I should be accordingly speaking. He may be expecting a faster delivery of a work, but I am going for nitty-gritty. But he is having a deadline. Then finally being there in crunch situations. Please remember, organizations might have recruited you for you being a very good agriculture or agriculture engineering graduate. But thing is, at a time, if you are required to do a Xerox, because that becomes sometimes the most important thing, you should be in a position to do it. You should not say, "Mujhe ye pata nahi hai." You should be in a position to operate a Xerox machine. That is a soft skill. That's important. And then in a public, how to conduct yourself. These are some of the things that came to my mind. The list is, and we typically in banking, we write, the list is indicative, not exhaustive. Right? Can we go to the next slide? Yeah, I think it's taking a little time for streaming. Yeah. See, let me tell you about myself, something little more. Then you understand why soft skills become very important for me. I am born in Parlahundi. You can just, many of you know, it's just on the border. My village in Andhra Pradesh. I was born in Parlahundi. I studied in a Telugu medium in Orissa. We never had the advantage of having books in Telugu. Our question papers used to be in Oriya and our answers used to be in Telugu. You can just understand how much challenging that is for a student who is there in 6th class, 7th class to get a question paper in Oriya, understand, then answer in Telugu and expect some marks. Then when I came to OET, most of my friends were from rural background. And no one typically spoke in English. Then none knew difference between sports shoes and typical Bata leather shoes. Right? So how to be formal? We never knew actually, okay, what is a formal shoe? Then our competition was maybe with a roommate, maybe with a classmate. Even we hardly knew who is our competitor within the university. I was never competing with another guy who is there in agriculture side or fishery side. But the fact remains, when I go to the bigger ocean, these are the people who are also going to apply for different jobs, which I am going to apply. I never competed with them. It never occurred to us that, okay, there is a world beyond OET and Odisha. Never occurred to me. Our life revolved around Ganesh Puja, annual day, Vishwakarma, maybe what you call festivals, then festival breaks, then you needed to compete, prepare for competition. And photographs, you can see that is first is SKCG college, then of course my alma mater VUT. Okay, can we go to the next one? Yep. Then you know that you need to compete. But thing is that the shortage of money means you cannot go to movies like your friends. So you are forced to study, you are forced to remain in the university. No cycle means mobility is limited. These were my advantages. I'll put it that way. Then was not a topper, cannot be a topper. That was my situation because with people like Sanjay, Manoj, Kalpana and all, they were way ahead of me. Then I said, "Yahan rehne se kuch hone wala nahi hai. I need to go to another pond to survive." Then so something has to be done. Then some deals had to be struck. Luckily, college is the wrong word there. University, our university is having one of the best libraries. I used to go there and settle there in the encyclopedia section. I don't know how many of you students really have gone through an encyclopedia. There was access to magazines and newspapers. Got into deal with station master in Cuttack station that he can give me yesterday's newspapers. Because you can't buy 3-4 newspapers. They were very costly. So he was always giving me previous day newspapers because anyway, news was flowing very slowly those days, unlike today's world, wherein Twitter, Facebook, everything, they give you news breaks every half an hour. I was reading whole weeks newspapers. I was bringing to hostel and reading. Then magazine stalls, A.H. Wheeler, Cuttack station. I used to take magazines every Saturday evening after the shop is closed and I have to deposit them back next day. That is how I started reading. Actually, that was my core competency. Reading. And let me tell you, 80% of the news those days, I never used to understand. But that helped me pick up speed in reading. So I always say, never complain, search for solution, they're all around you. Why this particular thing I'm repeatedly telling you is, over last maybe about 7-8 years, since my Balasore days, okay, that's 2012, before that I was in Bhubaneswar, number of students of OEIT who got selected in the written test in banks used to phone me up and take some guidance from me for going to interview. I was amazed at their knowledge of subject, but the moment I start asking cross questioning, they were getting confused. They were basically nervous. They were not in a position to face an interview, though they know that it's a mock interview I was conducting. And the last one, of course, the one I forgot the name. As recently as 3-4 months back, she is from Khaira district, Balasore. Every day evening about fixed time 8:30 to 9, we were discussing, and I'm proud to tell you, she secured one of the highest in the interview. But unfortunately, she missed the job by hardly 1 mark. And she was really crying. I was feeling bad for her. And I sincerely hope this presentation may help you in getting that coveted 1 mark. Okay, can we go to the next one? Can we go to the next slide, please? The most important thing, please remember, whole of Shakespeare has got only something like 800 original words. And any one of you can mug that 800 original words. And you can have as much vocabulary as Shakespeare. What I used to do, I used to read the magazines and I used to pick up the newspapers, and then the word that I don't understand, I used to list down. Every day, Sanjay knows, there used to be a poster in the room on the wall where I used to put some 4 or 5 words, and those words will be there in the pocket whole day. You keep reading that 4 or 5 words, their meanings, so that by end of 1 year, you will be having vocabulary of something like 1,000 words. Even if 1,000 you don't remember, at least 300-400 that will be there in your mind. Because those days the exam means, see, there used to be different parts. One used to be English literature, where antonyms, synonyms and all these things. And second thing is maths, which is not my core area. Then general knowledge, that's my core area. So I know that, okay, if I have to score, I have to score in English. So for that, if you read every day 5 words, friends, particularly my young friends, I'm telling you, you read 5 words every day, starting from 3rd year. By 4th year end, you will be mastered in English. And have one thesaurus in the room. The moment you see something like tremendous, don't get wedded to that word. See that and see equivalent words. What are the other words? Marvelous, beautiful. Each may have a specific uses, but pick those words. Try to use them. Sometimes you may be wrong, but still is worth it. Like for example, child has got another synonym like brat, but brat generally don't use because that is the word what you use for spoiled. वो ज़्यादा तंग करता है ना उसको brat बोलते हैं. So you need to be very very clear. But thing is that there's nothing now. At some point of time you need to. And these efforts have helped us, our college, to get first prize in inter-college cultural meet in quiz in 1984. We were state champions. And when I say we, it's not only me. There used to be about 8 to 10 people like me from different colleges, veterinary, home science, agriculture. We all used to meet every day in the university, in the library after the class. And we all used to practice together. And believe me, our OEOT team was unbeatable. Like we go to any essay competition, any debate competition, एक दो प्राइज तो लेके आना ही है. And there was a healthy competition. And many of my friends know like how we used to do it. Of course, when we were there was another gang. They were serious students. They were the technology guys. Maybe Manoj, Sanjay, Ambika, Mahindra, and all these people. Can we go to the next one? But at the same time, I could crack the exams. I could go to IIFM. Let me tell you, that is where the travel started. Soft skills, what I mean. Believe me, I never used to have a phone in my house. Never used a phone nobody used to phone me up. I never knew there will be a STD code for a phone. I mean, for a location. So when I went to Bhopal, somebody told me make a phone call home. I was ringing the phone and it was never going. I was not in a position to contact my parents. Pata hi nahi tha. Then you might be wondering when there is no phone, how you are contacting your parents. That typically it is they used to come from railway colony to the railway station master's room. There used to be a phone and me or my brother, we phone up there and they will be waiting for that phone and you do not know how to contact them because you do not know that there is an STD code. Did not know how to write a biodata and my spellings are awesome. I mean, awesome is I used to make a lot of mistakes in spellings. Then I was tongue-tied in the class for almost about one semester. You see, in management institutes, you got class participation marks. They are as high as 40%. I was tongue-tied in the class, did not know what, and we have the typical Odia accent, and you will be bullied. Like in the class, we used to have people from Delhi, all metros, and the moment we open, they will be laughing at us and laughing at our pronunciation. I'm very sure some of you might have also faced the same situation when you went to international forums or national forums. People are more courteous now, but at that time they were not so courteous. Let me tell you, they will laugh openly, right? This is despite the fact that in IIFM entrance, I was the topper. I mean, topper, not exactly the topper. Became a topper because the top two people did not join. So one day, my course coordinator called me. You left IRMA, you joined there, and you are on the top of the list. So why you are not opening the class? I really did not know what to say. So I became more and more recluse. And with me there was another guy. He is from Cuttack. He was Sarthak Pal. Right now, let me tell you, he works for international organizations. He was in Somalia for quite some time. Right now he's in Afghanistan and he works for UN and one of the best presenters, and he takes so much of work. International, all problem areas he goes and he deals with the people so that, okay, life goes on. His name is Sarthak Pal. He's from Cuttack, Bakshi Bazaar. So both of us were like that. Then one day what happened, it so happened that in a class, during class discussion, people were beating around the bush. I said, why are you actually talking about symptoms? We need to talk about diseases. And suddenly this professor was there. He said, this is what topper is expected to say. This he said. I mean, that was such a moral booster. Because knowing the right word, disease and symptom, this is where your vocabulary helps you. So typically disease is, you have malaria, you got this thing, that thing. Symptom is fever. So So we were seeing the social unrest in a particular Gujarat village. There was a case study and people were discussing about different things, what they were talking about. Then I said, let us go back to the disease, why these problems are coming. Rather than talking about what happened yesterday, what has happened day before yesterday, but let us go back to the roots. That's when I said, then whole class were discussing that. And let me tell you, that was the life-changing moment for me. I think everyone should start somewhere. Log hasenge, don't bother. You should start. That is the only way. Can we go to the next slide? Okay. Now coming to 2000s. Okay. This is a typical male. Why I say is that, okay, fine. At the time I am from a rural area. Okay, I did not know. Excusable. This is a male that has come from an officer in a private sector bank. She must have got selected among lakhs. Can you read it? Hi guys, landing in Lucknow. Understand you are arranging stay. Who will receive me? Malini. This mail came to my mailbox. And I'm a professor there. And let me tell you, I came to know that she is a new recruit in Axis Bank. She's a trainee for a program. She has been sent by Axis Bank to NABARD for getting trained. Now in typical training institute, we have 10,000 people to attend the programs. Do not know which program she is talking about. No subject, no reference. See the salutation. She says, hi guys. Is she talking to some friends? First I thought it's just spam. There's no contact address, no phone number. I thought, let me ignore. Actual phone, whatever I have copied here, that is actually copied from the mail what I have received. Can we go to the next one? You will see a typical mail, what little more naughty processor can send. This was my mail. We are not sure which organization you represent. However, from mail ID, we can make a wild guess. It is from Axis Bank because her mail ID was malini@axisbank.com. You must have got our full address and other details in the mail your organization, which your organization must have given to you. I wrote everything. At the end, what I have written, you can see. To the specific question of receiving at airport, the specific answer is no. You need to reach the hostel on your own and contact the reception for the room. Then I also have written, we suggest you may also attend our program on soft skills scheduled in December 2016 so that it will help in future communication. And this I marked to their HR. Intention was not to hurt her, but intention is to tell Axis Bank that, okay, this is how your people are communicating with the world. And believe me, Axis Bank has sent a full quota of 35 people for my next training program, and it was on soft skills. They told, teach them how to talk, teach them how to write mails. This was a typical response. And sometimes, particularly, this is my request to all the professors. Please don't mince the words. Don't be soft on the students, because if you are being soft on them now, they will have a hard landing. If you have to tell something hard, tell them on the face now, so that in future they are not landing in hard surface. अभी सीखेंगे नहीं तो कब सीखेंगे? अभी ठीक है, they may say रामबाबू ठीक नहीं है, रामबाबू एमिति हेला सेमिति हेला, ठीक हो चिंचु. Don't worry about it. But they will be actually appreciating you in future. That's my sincere request to professors. Next, can we go to the next? Yeah. Okay. Some jumbling is there. So this is the time when my son was also applying for jobs. Okay. He has done his BTech in this one, cybersecurity. And I asked him, okay, send me your biodata. I want to refer it to some people for getting some training and all. Believe me, his mail ID was darklord@gmail.com. So this mail ID he had created when he was in school, then in college, because he was going for games. So these gamers, they have got all fascination for these kind of mail IDs. So I told, are you going to use this mail ID for sending to some process for training? Then he made another sober Gmail ID, which still he uses. Sometimes what happens is, you have this auto-generated mail IDs in the organizations. Abigail Butworth, a big but at company.com. Okay, these two I have copied from net, let me tell you. So even when organizations are creating mail IDs, please be careful. They should not create problems for your own staff. Maybe typically even OET may be creating mail IDs for all the staff. So please give this little option to the process to plan their mail IDs so that, okay, they will not be embarrassed. But your mail ID is the first thing. When you send your biodata, what it appears, a single line in the mailbox which shows from whom the mail has come. If that mail ID is not interesting, he will not open the mail ID. Or if the mail ID is having something stupid, it may land in even spam box. So mail ID is the first biodata you are sending to any organization. Next. Then your etiquettes in the mails. Create a mail ID that reflects you. It can be very simple and comprehensible. ranjita.naik@gmail.com. Perfect. There's no issue in that. If you want to make it little more interesting, you can make it, but that is sufficient. But many times what happens is you may end up 10 people already with that mail ID, typical this thing. So make it little more elaborate, maybe 1965 or 1982, it's okay. But this mail ID, what you are creating, first mail ID in the college, what you are creating, it is going to remain with you. Organizations you are going to join, they may give you another mail ID, but you may change 4 organizations. You may change 4 mail IDs, but this typical mail ID, what you are going to create, that should remain with you for lifetime. Let me tell you, when I made this mail ID, sridhar.nabard@gmail.com, you know what I have done? I went to Rediff, sridhar.nabard@rediff, sridhar.nabard@yahoo.co.in, sridhar.nabard@sifi. I made all the mail IDs. I never used it, but I blocked it. And second thing, Google has a facility. I don't know how many of you have got the paid services of Google. You need to pay something like 130 rupees per month. Your mails are retained forever and you get 100 GB data. It's very, very useful, let me tell you friends, because if I have to trace a mail 20 years back, 10 years back mail also, I can trace back that mail. It will not be erased. And for professionals, it is always better to have such mails. Personal mail में एक लगा दीजिएगा, 130 is nothing. Hardly it comes to about 2000 per annum, but 2000 per annum for safekeeping your documents, safekeeping all your things is worth it. But remember, at work, always use your official mail ID only. That signifies your personality. Typically, I should not be sending any official mail from NABARD to VC OET with sridhar.nabard. I should be typically sending from malamudi.sridhar@nabard.org. That is how it should be. Never send a mail, then sending a mail. I keep getting any number of mails where subject is missing. After 2 minutes, another mail will come. Then you have got mail address to another Sridhar. It reaches you. Attachment is missing. And imagine you are sending such a mail to your friend, understandable. If I send it to Sanjay, he will phone up and say, "Arey, attachment is missing." But if a typical OET student sends it to Escort, I tell you, you may not even realize that, okay, you sent a mail without your biodata. they will not even bother to, they will junk it. One more thing, while sending the biodata in response to advertisements, please remember they will be telling you what you should be putting in the top line. They should be telling advertisement dated or for the post of, because these are all meant for the filters. So if you don't use that particular thing, your biodata will not reach to them. Typically, you just think of it, if you are applying for NABARD through mail, in a typical NABARD job, which when NABARD recruits, every year we recruit about 125 people, we get almost about 2.5 lakh applications, and which NABARD doesn't handle. Somebody else handles. Why they should be bothered whether Sabniya Biswal or somebody has sent with this or that? They will not bother. Let me tell you. It goes. Simply it goes into dustbin. So please be careful. And okay, can we go to the next one? One more thing is, typically people prepare a CV, keep sending to everybody. This is the worst thing that a professional can do. Let me tell you, if I am applying for a professorship in OET, my biodata will be different. If I want to join as Dean Extension, my biodata will be different. By some chance, I want to become a competitor for VC Saab, my biodata will be different, because the expectations of the job are different. Your profile may be same, but you should be in a position to express yourself in a way that you are the most suitable person for that job. We look at that and decide what to tell loudly. That means the one what you want to sell, one part of your personality what you want to sell, that should come to the forefront. When I'm applying for a professorship, they may not even bother about my 10th class marks. I need not write 5 lines, but they may be looking for my publications. So I should give more space for my publications than my 10th class marks or who am I, how many brothers I have got. They may not even bother from where I am. But say suppose if I'm applying for a job in say suppose Orissa state government for SRLM, they would like to know whether I know language, whether I have traveled across the state, whether I have interacted with the people, local people more, how many people, what kind of skills I've got. They'll be looking. They may not even bother how many articles I have written, because even the head of SRLM may not have, I do not know, more than 1 or 2 articles in national this one. Second thing, chronologies in biodata. The moment a biodata comes, that person would like to see 10th class, okay, 2 years this, 4 years this, बीच में कोई 1 साल बैठ गया, क्यों बैठा? You are not writing. He will ask you. At least it will register. It's very important. Please remember. Then that's what I was talking about. So you can have multiple CVs. Never send a CV without reading it once thoroughly for any job. You may apply for 50 jobs, but your CV has to be read before it is attached to the mail. Even after attaching, open once more, read it once more and send it. And typically, this is how I write. People start from 10th class and go to PhD, but I start from PhD and go to 10th class. Because last job, last degree matters for most things. There it is decided whether you are eligible, how many years you are doing. And typical table involves job, designation, job profile, whom you are reporting to, and significant achievements. Sometimes it so happens that you are giving some references. Never give a reference without telling somebody. Say suppose I would like to take VC OET as my reference. The courtesy demands that I should take his consent before I write his name. Otherwise, tomorrow my future employers phone to him. He should lift the phone first. Then he should decide what to tell. Suddenly something comes and they ask, how is Sridhar? He will say something. But if I tell him before, he knows, okay, fine, this is for this job, then he will speak accordingly. He is my well-wisher, he will project me. And typically, I keep getting these kind of things from students who have taken one day, they have taken reference, but after second, third job also, they are putting me as a reference. I don't mind talking to your future employees, but please let me know. I think same thing holds whenever you are writing any of your professor's name also. Please let them know that you are taking their name in a biodata. That's very, very important. Please don't forget. And sometimes giving an annexure or putting them in a Google Drive and giving a link, all these things also are helpful. Sometimes, okay, typically Sanjay Das may be having about 25 pages CV, but if he sends to NABARD, nobody will read it. So it is better he should send 3 pages. Rest he can give a Google Drive link. When somebody is interested, he will open it. Otherwise, that 5 pages CV will decide whether this project should go to him or not. I'm very sure he's not interested in joining us as a general manager, but he will be definitely one day be interested, perhaps, to apply to us for some research grant. बहुत दिन से बोल रहा था लेकिन भेजता नहीं है ये. चलिए, okay, go to the next, please. This is what I say. Don't send too big a CV. I have seen CVs too big. People will typically even write, say suppose a part of university, there will be 50 committees in which some deans may be there, including some procurement committee, neatness committee, cleanliness committee, hostel committee, assistant dean, this thing, that thing. Arey bhaiya, they are not recruiting you as VC because you have done you kept your hostels neat. So those things can go into the other kind of biodata, right? Same thing is for students. Significant achievements you show, but not everything. School debates, you can wait. Those certificates need not be enclosed, right? Unless you are a national champion or state champion. Can we go to the next one, please? People can unmute them and them say, am I on track? Am I telling you something what you wanted? At least some reaction.
Sir, it's going really perfect. We're enjoying it. Please continue.
It's okay?
Yes, sir. It's absolutely perfect.
Some more? Okay, I expect everybody to write in chart how it is. Some 5-10 people can write.
Yes, sir.
I don't know whether they are still there.
Sir, everyone is here, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, sir.
Because you see, it's a monologue. For quite some time I'm doing it. That's why. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I had a friend. His name is Sanjay Shukla. Let me tell you, he is a guru for me as far as the preparation of biodata are concerned. He used to type 5 pages of biodata in typical word star. You can understand that. Many of the students do not know word star, what painful it is. If you have to bold a word, you have to write cap B, then type the word, cap B again at the end. Then in print, it will show bold. Then cap I, it will show italics. He will be typing like this and he will be making a 5-page biodata. Then at the end, he will leave one paragraph which he will write with his hand. I was asking, you have typed so much. Why this one paragraph you can't type? Then he told me his secret. They should feel that I have taken some personal interest in submission of my application for job. That's why I write this one paragraph. Typically used to say why I am interested in this job, that he will write with hand. My core competencies, he will write with hand. Then he will put very subtly, beautifully he will put my weaknesses. If you read these two, I am irritated with project delays. Is it a weakness or strength? If you really look at it, it is a strength. That means I don't want project delays. I cannot stand negativity in life and work. He will put these things in his weaknesses, because anybody who, typical person will have weaknesses, but he will write these weaknesses. No wonder. He is a, let me tell you, MA in English, done forest management, then he got selected in international projects, and I think right now he is with Swiss Development Corporation. Nothing to do with the technology, either forestry or this thing. He has done a 2 years course in forest management, but his attitude. And whereas we used to write everything, type, print, and everything, give, and at the end of it, we forget to sign. This is very important. Second thing, photographs. Bhaiya, I know not everyone is as handsome as your Facebook photograph, but you are not also as awkward as your PAN card photo. Take a beautiful photograph, take a latest photograph, put it in your biodata, get it scanned in a typical good scanner, not in your mobile, and upload. It makes a difference. Let me tell you, it makes a difference. Because from the other side I'm speaking, when I'm getting 50 biodatas, the moment I see somebody putting a photograph, stapling it improperly, or something like not a posture is okay, अरे वो impression create होता है भैया, आप कितना भी topper हो. Accept the reality. It's very, very difficult to remove these biases from the individual's mind. So if I'm sitting in the interview, if you are not properly sitting, I'm already making up my mind. Please accept it. Can we go to the next one? I think this we have seen. Okay, did I put it twice? Or have we gone to the one slide back? Can we go to the next one? Same slide is repeating. Yeah, I don't know why this is repeating. Can we go to the next one? Maybe I forgot to remove some slides, possibly. So that is all about the typical, what we call it, biodatas and other things. Then perhaps I forgot to tell you, we have another general manager in NABARD, Manikumar, who is my neighbor in Mumbai. Typically, he writes a mail. He never starts with whom to send. He writes a mail, first marks it to himself, attaches the attachment, read the whole thing, then send it to himself first to see whether attachment will be going with that or getting cut or jumbling. After he is successful in sending, then he will same thing, same mail, he will copy and then send it to anybody. He says, this has helped me in avoiding lot of embarrassment. No wonder this man was working as the, what we call executive assistant to our chairman, two of our managing directors. He was executive assistant at a very young age and he picked up these habits. He says, typically I send a mail to minister, there is no second chance for me to correct. Maybe it helps. We must understand. Then documents. How to prepare a document? This is another soft skill that's required, because all of you students, you will be preparing your project reports, you will be preparing so many other documents, so many other things. First and foremost, left to me, I start with content pages. Many people, they write the whole document, then put the content page. But what I do is, I prepare the content page, then I know what is my plan for writing it. Then each content page, each line, I open a separate sheet. They are my chapters and chapter headings are complete. Then within the chapter, I keep on putting bullets, and in between the bullets, I keep on putting the text. This is the typical way I write. I don't know, you can see whether it works for you. And second thing, once you have with you this content page with you, then whole world is there to write. Because typically what I do is lying on the bed, taking a pad, keep writing with hand, because I write faster than I type, and next day go to the office, give it to a typist or somebody, type it and give it to me, then I paste. It helps me in being fast. And typically in organizations like NABARD, sometimes you get a notice of half an hour because ministry may be asking your opinion on some project. They will say, seek a opinion of NABARD. Then as usual it happens, comes to VC, VC to Dean, Dean to Director, Dean to Professor to Assistant Professor kind of thing. Same thing happens in every organization. The buck stops at some place and that man is expected to react in half an hour. If you are expected to react in half an hour, you need to be fast. You need to be having comprehension, understand. Then we all use bullets and numbers. How many of us know typically where a bullet is to be used, where a number is to be used? The moment I put 1, 2, 3, please remember, I am saying first prize, second prize, third prize. That means I say, number 1, OEAT, number 1, produce the best of the students. Number 2, produce best of the research. Number 3, take the research to the field. I don't know whether this is the right priority, I'm putting it. If I put 1, 2, 3, this is what indicates. But if I say, if I put bullets, best of the students, bullet number 1, best of the research, bullet number 2, take my research to the field, I'm not assigning them 1, 2, 3. I say all 3 are equally important for me. I hope VC sir, you can unmute and tell me whether you would agree with me. In case is there. Sanjay, you can also react.
I'll have a mixed feeling for that because that will depend upon the purpose and the document you are preparing.
Exactly.
For example, I am having a document where 20 points are there and I'll indicate not sequence but kind of indicating that they are more important, something less important. I'll put a number.
Yeah.
Suppose I may be a few points.
Yeah.
And I want to give an impression of being equal everything. And also, I don't want to bring attention of the reader, but particular points, then I'll put a bullet. So my point is, this is a gray area.
Yeah.
With a basic feeling that you judge your customer. How somebody wants to read your document and understand. Always communication is primarily because of clientele at the seller basically. In any profession, including banking, it is a selling an idea and buying an idea. So always the brilliance of understanding your customer will be a key factor for judging to make a proper document. I feel that.
So I knew that, okay, there will be an alternate opinion. That's why I said I stopped here and asked, because you see, there are a lot of thought process that goes on, like, okay, these points like that. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks for guiding everybody on that.
Thank you.
Then documents, as sir has said, understand for whom it is meant for. That's what I was wondering. You see, when Sulagna was started, all the people over here, everybody is 99% are from OEAT and VC sab baithe hue hain, and you are telling them when CIT started. Correct? Your introduction will be excellent when there is an international conference or national conference and lot of other people are there. But in this particular form, please don't take it that I'm criticizing, okay? This is very, very important for us, okay?
Sridhar, actually, this is a national event actually we're organizing. Okay, so now this through YouTube streaming also actually we are spreading it throughout the nation. So that is why actually there was a need to introduce the college.
Okay. Then in that case, okay, I take back my words. Okay, right. Okay. So my point is, I think everybody understood what I wanted to say. I don't want to repeat. So in the typical context, you should be giving whatever introduction, whatever document and everything. And most important thing is, many people, they keep putting the maps. But please take a map from an official document, not from maps what are they typically available in Google. Similarly, spellings. Recently, I collected a data. I started collecting data from all 90,000 primary agriculture cooperatives. Let me tell you, at the end of it, I realized there are 140 states in the country and more than 4,000 districts in the country. Because this is where we don't use proper spellings. When data is collated, this is what happens. We need to be sure about from where you are taking your primary this thing, particularly in Excel sheets and everything. You should be very, very clear. And third one is a thesis is different from an article. An article is different from a news item. A news item is different from a flyer. We should know. If you don't know, then you may end up conveying a different message. A news item typically goes for a headline kind of hunting. Within one page you are getting. But if you are writing a cartoon, you have one page, not even one page, one small corner. Within that, you must be in a position to convey your message. This is where your comprehension skills, presentation skills come to picture. Can we go to the next one? Meanwhile, I think, one second, Siddharth, I think, has got some question. Let me just see.
I think we can finish first, then only we'll take the questions.
Yeah. Okay. Siddharth, I'll come back to you. Different kinds of bullets. I will come back to you. Okay, this is a typical answer. I will tell you what is the significance of this answer. Then second thing, in documents, beg, borrow, do not steal. That means you should be very clear that whatever you are putting in the document, even if it doesn't have a copyright, you don't have a right to copy. Let me tell you, we have this one certification course which Bird was offering. And typically more than 500 people, they appear for the certification from across the country. If they clear that, they get a increment. And typically those reports come to all the faculty. One particular person's English was too good. Somehow I had my own doubt. I took a paragraph and put it in the Google. Believe me, the whole document is copied. I failed him and sent a mail to their boss saying that be careful about this guy. He will create problems for you. He doesn't have patience to work for his own increment. Please remember, don't copy just like that. ठीक नहीं लगता है. Can we go to the next one? Yeah. Then okay, fine. You have sent your CV. You have got your documents ready. You have got your essays ready. Because why I talked about document? Because when you send your CV to many foreign universities these days, you are expected to write an essay and send it to them. You might have seen that. Even management institutes, even IIM this year, for example, when they were not in a position to conduct interviews, they were asking you to write an essay in 3,000 words, 2,000 words and submit so that you will be considered. And even while in management institute, we used to have this typical document kind of thing, wherein around evening 5 o'clock on a Saturday, a professor will come, he will put it into the mailbox saying that you are expected to submit a document that is about 500 words tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. These deadlines are very common. Saturday evening, you would have been in coffee house in T Nagar in Bhopal. 9 o'clock, you realize. Then you start writing. Library is closed. And you know what are the punishments kind of thing? First and foremost, he will be banged there at 7 o'clock. There used to be one box, assignment box in the hostel. 7 o'clock he will open, he will take the assignments. Till 7:05 whoever runs and brings it, he will put 1 minus, 7:10 2 minuses, 7:11 he is leaving the hostel. That means whole night you might have sat, your assignment will not be accepted. Then assignments will go to his peers, who will actually count the words. 500 words, you can submit the assignment in 50 words, okay. 500 plus 25 allowed. 525 to 550, 1 minus. 550 to 575, 2 minuses. 575, beyond that, your assignment will go to dustbin. In fact, in typical online submission of documents, if there is a word limit, you cannot put more words. It's simply not possible. You should know where to save words. One of my colleagues, he used to tell me, a typical presentation, mine is not a typical presentation, let me tell you, this is not a business presentation, which I have used the format, but a business presentation, what in NABARD we make, we call it 5 into 5, 5 lines, 5 words, 25 words per slide. Beyond that, my chairman is not allow me to present if he says. And typically 10 slides to 12 slides, and we get about 10 minutes in the top management sanctioning committee. Whether you are sanctioning 20,000 crore irrigation project or a 2 crore grant to a institute, you get typically 10 minutes. And you will be having about 7 slides, 7 into, that means you have got hardly about 150 words. So my colleague CSR Murthy, for writing 1 slide, he may take 1.5 hours. He is a general manager. He used to say, each word is important for me. Till he gets that word, he will not move. There are typical expressions. Have you ever heard an expression called, what is obtaining in OET? Anybody? If I say this, what is obtaining in OET? Anybody heard this word? Obtaining. Can somebody react to me?
Sir, is it obtaining?
Yeah, OBTAIN, obtain. I'm asking you this question. What is obtaining in OET? Anybody heard this? You can say no, yes, whatever is there.
No, sir.
Right? Let me tell you, when first I heard this, I thought it's a spelling mistake. Then I went back, checked the literature, which is a typical Shakespearean English. That means, what is the prevalent practice in OET? And this is a word that is used in best of the British documents prepared for Reserve Bank of India even before independence.
Sridhar, we'll wind up, still so many slides are there.
Yeah. I'm going fast. I'm going fast now, okay? So typical interview will last for 15 to 30 minutes. Can have questions like, tell me 5 points from your priorities. And in one interview, actually, interviewer was counting his fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I stopped. He said, you don't have a fifth. And I said, 4 are sufficient for me for next 4 years. I mean, there's a way to escape. Then when you are telling the points in the interview, please list down in the order of your knowledge about the topic. I was caught in one of the interviews like this. What happened is, I started with joint liability groups. They said, what are you going to do in the district? And let me tell you, that was my weakest area. Whereas my strongest area was watershed. I ended up telling all the things about joint liability groups. And it was nightmare. Okay, fine. It went on well at the end. But similarly, if you are not answering a question, don't get tensed up. Compose yourself. Take a deep breath. Have some little water. Because next person is going to start at 0 again. Then typical interview follows a bell curve, as I said, start at a low level, they go to depth, again come back to low level when next interviewer will ask question. So don't get tensed up. This is my experience. Okay, can we go to the next one? Let me go little faster now. Can we go to the next one? Yeah. I had this experience. One faculty member asking me in IIFM interview 3 times. He was a Malayali speaking in Australian accent. I could not understand a word. 3 times I said, sir, pardon. Ultimately, I said, sir, I do not know. Another typical interview, they were asking me economic rate of return, and suddenly somebody said, tell me what is social rate of return. That concept was not even there at the time. Then I started telling something about it. Then later on I found that okay, it's a new concept. Just then it was getting introduced. So many of these kind of things happen. And last interview of my general manager, my chairman was sitting. He said, "How are you, Sridhar?" I said, "Fine." अरे फाइन तो बोलते हो, बताओ क्या फाइन है, 2 मिनट है तुम्हारे पास. Whatever I said. Next question. नाबार्ड में कुछ नहीं होता यार. This is my next question. Third question. तो सब कुछ कर दिया क्या? Third question. और बताओ क्या काम करोगे जीवन बनने से? Imagine I prepared for 2 months reading about Orissa to Assam to institution development, and typical interviews go like this also. Particularly those people who are cleared first level, second level. When you go to the higher level, when you go, this is how the interviews can happen to you. Okay, can you go to the next one? Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm showing you some photographs. They have been picked up from net. The second one I want to tell you. This has been my experience in one of the institutions in Bhubaneswar. There was a seminar. It was supposed to be a bait for prospective employees. All the employers are there. And to compare it, they were having full confusion about whether there is an annual program or a serious seminar. And by half an hour, 1 hour, they saying one by one, everybody went. They were literally running around and asking, getting with the future employers. I'm very harsh on that, but I'm telling you the fact. I sincerely hope you won't fall in the same trap. Your annual day function is not same as your seminar. Okay? Please remember this, boys. Next. Can we go to the next one? One more thing. We are all active on Facebook and Twitter. A typical employer looks into your Facebook and Twitter. And we all do mistakes. Even it happened to me. There was a split happening between 2 bureaucrats. I did not know that one is a bureaucrat and the other I did not know that she is a very senior Indian foreign service officer. बीच में पता नहीं घुस गया, कुछ बोल दिया. बाद में पता चला who is she. Please don't fall into these traps. She blocked me, did not say anything, but sent me a nasty personal comment. आप अपना औकात पे रहो. This is what she sent me. Don't get into this trap. Okay. Next. And phone etiquette is very important. I have seen hundreds of people who don't lift the phones from unknown people. Please remember, unknown phones are the most important phones. He may be your prospective employers. If I don't lift the phone from Sanjay, it's okay because I know this from Sanjay. But if somebody phones me up and he may be offering something good, I may be missing it. Or it may be an emergency phone call regarding my own family members. Never miss a call. Nothing happens. Be polite even if it's a marketing call. WhatsApp is not an official communication media. Don't expect people to see it every time. ये typically होता है. WhatsApp में message भेज दिया and you expect something urgent to happen. होता नहीं है. If you are sending a mail, एक phone call करके भेज दो, बोल दो, साहब थोड़ा mail check कर लीजिए. Typically it is required. Can we again go to the next one? Yeah. And also I am seeing, sometimes I keep giving my cards and people keep on sending me messages in WhatsApp and other things. Good mornings. At least 7 people send me good morning every day. For them, they do not know. Every morning is a very good morning for me. Okay. Then phone etiquette. If your phone rings up while you are in a meeting, that's the most uncivil thing that happens. I just get irritated. Can we go to the next one? Yeah. And once you get selected, there's a typical thing that happens. People, the moment they join, the first thing they pick up is organization's gossip, not organization's positive things. They keep talking. OET remiti, government remiti, NABARD remiti. And on the day I landed in NABARD, within 1 week, somebody told me what is full form of NABARD. Not at all bothered about rural development. Don't laugh. This is what gossip happens in the organization. No, it was not supposed to be told to a new recruit. That's wrong. You should tell a lot of things are happening. Second thing, never ever promise to a person what you can't deliver. I can see Anup there. Anup will agree with me. He's a hardcore private sector man. Anup, do you agree with me all these things, right? Yeah. Always have a notebook in hand. Take note and act on it. Yeah. Honesty is the best principle. Money in life. Reputation once lost is lost forever. Sanjay, I can hear you. I can hear your crosstalk. Yeah. And second thing, a typical new person, the day he joins in OET, he will say, and let people come to know later why you should tell everybody on the day one. You are creating a barrier for you. Other people will stop communicating with you. Then, typically in organizations, misuse of office vehicles, facilities, grumbling about job. No, not accepted. Organization will come to know how much you are grumbling elsewhere. The moment they come to know, at least private sector will kick you out. Can we go to the next one, please? Now when you are resigning, Anup, I don't know how many jobs you changed, but at least I changed one. But let me tell you, from JK Peppermill, even till today, I keep getting their Founders Day celebration invitations. That is, I resigned in 1992. Right? Still I get. And even today I can walk into their chief executive's office because maintaining relationship with your employer is the most important thing. Simple logic. If I can resign and join another organization, my boss can as well resign and come as my boss in the new organization. Typical thing, ye to practically socho. If you badmouth an organization, new organization will think that you are capable of badmouthing an organization. They will be 2 times careful. Then can go to the next one. Let me tell you, I don't want to play this link. If I play this link, you will see a Freshers Day program of OET. But the picture what you are seeing is not from Freshers Day. This is from somewhere else. We have this typical habit of putting everything into the net. Bhaiya, thoda samajh ke. Yes, I was also a student. Luckily, we never had this facility, so we never used to put all the stupid things in the net. But if you see this content available, no, not acceptable. I sincerely hope, Sanjay, if you are putting in YouTube, remove this slide and put into YouTube. Don't put this. I just wanted to show this only for the limited purpose of class. Remove this slide before you are uploading anywhere. Okay. And I wish you also don't see. Okay. Go to the next one, please. So, I've come to the last slide. I know I have taken some extra time, but sometimes when you get an opportunity, you don't like to leave. Okay. Again, this is not etiquette, but okay, ek din to chalega. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. We enjoyed your talk, and it was really encouraging and the true words. I hope that every single tip of yours and the important aspects required for a basic self-presentation will be used by our students in near future. Thank you so much, sir. Now, sir, before you answer the questions of our students raised by them, I would like to invite our Vice Chancellor, sir, to address the gathering, and after that, we can go for the questions.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To start with, I thank Dr. Sridhar, General Manager NABARD, Mumbai, to accept the invitation from our colleagues and friends. I am also thankful to all my colleagues from OUAT. I can see a lot of deans, directors, student friends. It is a pleasure to be with all of you. I won't elaborate more about talk. It is excellent talk, and thank you very much for sharing such a good experience with the students particularly. When the topic of soft skill comes, I was thinking why we need to talk soft skill to the students. That was one point I was thinking. So I thought, let me start with a few of my thoughts with particularly the student friends, that why should have a good soft skill to make a life and make a career. I say life is more important than career, and both are related. What we do in a classroom or a university, typical classroom marks-based career, we try to understand the subject, get some marks, get a very good CV, and want to start a life or a career, whatever way, depending on the situation. So in one way you can say this talks more of proficiency. But what the actual life says you that you are born as a human being, you lead a life of a human being, and successfully lead a life of a human being till you are in the society. Second, anybody hire you, a government organization, private organization, company, NGO, anybody, they hire you for a purpose, and they pay you or keep you in the organization for a purpose. So there is always a gap between what you learn in the subject and what the organization or organizational environment expect from you to deliver. And there the role of the soft skill comes more than exactly what you have learned in your core subject. That is why it is very, very important. Three things matter a lot to make your professional skill convert into real life achievements. One of them is intelligence quotient, IQ. Other is EQ. And third is spiritual quotient. Spiritual is not religion, let me say. I'll elaborate one with example, particularly for the student friends. So whatever we are taught in the class, we give an exam and get a mark. That is partly talk about IQ. Not fully, not at all fully, even not half. Very, very small part of that. So we do not talk about IQ. We do not talk about EQ in our grade marks. And absolute spiritual quotient, SQ, is almost not understood in the right perspective by a lot of people, even a lot of successful people. Forget about classroom degree holders. So I'd like to elaborate a little bit for the benefit of the student friends particularly. And when you talk all the points, 3 points, maybe one occasion I will talk more elaborative to student in some, when the college or university opens. But few points I like to touch. When you talk of soft skill, there can be many ways people can discuss about soft skills. But some of the common point I like to share. For example, you are having your emotional component, which is useful for your team, for your friends, colleagues, in the right perspective. You have a feeling of working in a team. Within a team, you know that you may compete also. Still, you work in a team to support. And when you go to a job like Indian Army or defense like that, you realize that much more, that what it means a team. For example, in a defense like Indian Army or any army, they say, my country, my man, and me, they say. That's the philosophy they work. So, when you work in a team, getting a feeling that my team is above me, organization is above the team, make a huge sense to succeed. Often, and most of the time, most of the profession, we think first me, my career, and then everything else. Then growth mindset, that is very, very important. But how you see the growth? Often people ask me about my mindset, and in ICR I used to tell, now also I'm repeating. He said, why you apply for a higher post? Or why you should not apply for a higher post? Always the debate comes in academics. If you are crazy for a higher post only, the purpose is not solved. If you are not interested for a higher post, you are not doing justice to your organization. Because as an employee or as a capable citizen of the country, you must offer your service to the organization. That is why you must compete and offer your service. And leave it to the people who want to take whether you are the best or not. Serving to the organization, serving for the country, serving for the humanity comes above. And that is what you are offering. Then, openness to feedback. Very difficult trait, I'm telling you. If we say it is a small word, but when somebody tells us, no, you are not very good for that, you are good for that, you could have done that. Even excellent people academically, they feel very hurt as somebody advising me, somebody telling me. Listening. Very difficult trait, I'm telling you. Very important trait, very difficult trait. But a lot of successful people, knowledgeous people, people are worthy people. You'll find they listen people a lot and work ethics. And all those are some of the very, very important soft skills which you evolve over time. Something you can learn from training, but few things you have to make yourself motivated and evolve. So evolving is the only and the best thing in the life that you do, you get what you are today. That means every day we also have to struggle that my today will be better than yesterday, my tomorrow will be better than today. And that better is not by position, better by yourself. And for that, whatever you need other than your subject expertise, all will come your soft skill. I'll give you two very typical example to which I experienced or I read. Today, before I set for the program, I was thinking, and I thought, let me share two experience with all of you people. One example I'm giving you about one of the NDA entrance exam. Some candidate went for an NDA entrance, and he told that my coin collection is my hobby. And when he went with it, I think I am audible to everybody. Am I correct? Okay. So he says he went to the box of coins, put in the interview, and he said, my hobby is coin collection. It is a fact. I'm not telling a hypothetical. It is a fact. Then one of the member in the NDA entrance interview, he put a push to the coins, and coins fell down from the table. That candidate got up and started collecting his coins. And then he said, it doesn't matter whether you select me or not, but you have no business of spoiling my coins. Then the chairman said, you are the best. That is what we are looking for. Whether you have got coin from somebody or over years you have made one coin collection and made a coin collection as your hobby. So be very, very natural. So we believe that if people sitting in the health affair, the other side of the table, if you are very natural, very evolved, by inner you are convinced what you are doing, you will be accepted better than reading something, marking something, preparing with a good dress shirt is enough. That is important, but that doesn't sell every time. I'm giving one more example. This example I'm giving from corporate sector. You know, Pfizer is one of the best company globally, pharmaceutical. That is one of the top 2 companies globally. And anybody knows in the Indian corporate sector, Pfizer is to be one of the 3 best paymaster in the corporate world. I was once having occasion to go through some of the document at occasion. There is one person called MD of Pfizer. He was Mr. Pillai. And I was having occasion to see his biodata. You won't believe that fellow joined as something like a senior clerk level person. And you see his biodata, he evolved while working so well. He became the chief of Pfizer in India. He was the top 3 paid, one of the best paid corporate manager in this country. So, degree alone doesn't make you succeed. While working for 32, 33 years, he evolved in all his soft skill, temperament, everything. So, every 2-3 years, he used to get out of the way jump in the company. I had one more experience myself. I won't elaborate too much about that. In my early career, when I did one of the interview, so in one of the company I went, and I had occasion to have a breakfast from the company canteen. And the canteen, one lady was there. I can still remember her name and top details. And while on the dining table, she told me a lot of things about her life, particularly how she comes to company. And one of my question I was asked was related to my dining table. Then the company chief had seen me sitting with a particular group where I was a stranger, and I had some discussion. And the person asked me, what was your discussion, what was your feeling, how you know the organization. So that 10 minutes somebody has observed me and asked me a question. I'm not elaborate today, maybe some occasion I'll elaborate. What are the components they wanted to see? So, few things I like to impress upon the student friends. That is true for me also, because evolving process doesn't stop. If I say I have achieved everything or I am perfect in my understanding or doing, I will fool myself. Everybody has to evolve, but evolving process is more challenging to you as a youngster than probably people. But evolving process has to be for everybody. So few things you must learn out of soft skills. How to communicate. Communicate is not only language. Communication is not only body language. Communication is not only your emotions you show while talking. It has many more components. Communication is one of the biggest challenge. How somebody can communicate. I'm giving one of the very good example where while talking, I just remembered one thing to share you. When Abdul Kalam, a Pakistani, that Nobel laureate, physics Nobel laureate, one day he talked in India, 3 group of people. Morning he talked to the professionals who are typical scientists of physics. Afternoon he was talking to the common people, and evening he talked to food students. Maybe I can reverse I am thinking, but these are the 3 groups he talked. And 2 or 3 of my colleagues were there, I was not there. But they told me. They told that same content he talked. But he talked to all the 3 groups totally differently. I am giving one more example. I had an occasion to listen to Teller. The 93 Nobel laureates for telomere, Nobel Prize for Medicines. A girl student of around 11 or 12 years asked, Madam, when received Nobel Prize after 6 months of that particular seminar, what I am referring. At Hyderabad, I had opposite listener. So one of the students asked, Madam, when you started your career, were you knowing that one day you will be like this? He was very polite and said, no, I never thought, I never bothered. I was like you only. I used to go to school and college and university. I know everything, only thing I did probably, I did sincerely everything. And something came, and today probably you are appreciating me. So, few things you must try to imbibe. It is not one day business. Like dependability of your colleagues and friends to you, adaptability to environment. It is a very, very important character. Conflict resolution. Conflict is a part of life. No human being will live without a conflict. But conflict resolution is a very important point. Flexibility of working, problem solving character. And of course, leadership is a broad word. It is a lot of dimensions. It needs very many lectures to talk what exactly means leadership. But I'm sure all those things, if we put effort, we get training through either formal training, informal training, environment. And also in OUT, I'm trying to create such an environment. I'm having a lot of other things also in my mind. At one time, when we do a lot of urgently complete, we'll go for all those other things also. But take my word that life is an evolving process. All the component of life in different point helps you to grow. Nothing is absolute. When somebody asks Yudhishthir, what is, or somebody else, what is the difference between Yudhishthir and other people in Mahabharata? Probably the only difference was Yudhishthir, whatever he learned from his guru, he evolved to imbibe it. Many other people did not do in Mahabharata. That is why the most respected person in that time. So I call upon all my young friends, students. Sometimes we are harsh to you also to make you more capable or more sincere to your job, to reading. But everything is for you. Because when you go very well from the campus and you are successful, we are successful. To see you successful, sometimes we appreciate you, sometimes we make you more pressure, sometimes make you working hard. But that is the way we have to be. And there is no compromise for that. With all the things, I congratulate Dr. Bodhi Das, Dr. S.K. Das and Dr. R.C. Das, both organizing the things. Again, I am thankful to Dr. Sridhar for giving such a wonderful talk. And all the colleagues and young friends, you be always long in your mind, it goes higher. And I congratulate all of you. Thank you very much. And thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Now I think, Aishwarya, I think we can have few questions from the audience, and I request both Mr. Sridhar and Honorable Vice Chancellor to please respond to the queries.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like, before moving ahead to the question answer session, I would like to mention a few points presented by our chairperson. The very first thing he mentioned was the soft skills that helped to close the gap between the knowledge we had and the professional work. And the second one was openness to feedback. The third one is nothing is absolute and we should be open to grow. Taking out the reference from Mahabharata, it was really interesting. We enjoyed it. Now I would like to move ahead to some of the questions presented by our students. The very first one is really interesting. It is to our chief guest, Mr. B. Sridhar sir. The question is, I want to know what kind of person do you find employable? Can you name few requisites for being a good employee in your eyes? Sir, please.
Sridhar, unmute yourself.
I'm unmuting myself. Can I answer that?
Yes.
See, even if you do not know how to prepare a project report, I promise you I can teach you in 1 year or 1 month, 1 week. But if you don't have an attitude to learn, I cannot teach you in lifetime. I'm looking for a person with right attitude. with little skill we would like to employ. I think Anup, if you are still around, can you just also respond? Anup.
Sridhar will have another session by Anup, so please.
Okay, Anup is okay. Okay, right. Yeah.
So can I move ahead?
Have I answered?
Sir, is it your answer? The attitude to learn, I think it is enough. It's beautiful to answer. Interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, I would like to move ahead to the next question.
Yeah.
The question is by a student. When we go to a bigger sphere, it takes a lot of time to get ourselves acquainted. How much time did it take for you to come up with a confidence in such a huge sphere? That's the question, sir.
Can you repeat, or can you just type it out in chat box? Yep.
Yes, sir, of course, sir.
Yeah. Put it in chat box. I can see that. Yeah. Voice is breaking as well. Yeah.
But in the meantime, I have a question, Sridhar.
Yeah.
Can I have the
please.
question now?
Yeah, please calculate.
It is said that emotional intelligence is one of the vital soft skills. Can you please highlight a bit on this? Usually said that emotional intelligence is one of the vital soft skills. Please highlight particularly with a specific reference to workplace, how to manage that.
You see, what happens is other intelligence, maths is a typical intelligence. Okay, fine. Number crunching. Okay, presenting something. That's a typical thing. But thing is understanding what other person wants. That is what is emotional intelligence, right? He may be in a bad mood and you are trying to present something what you call a new proposal. Please try to understand is going to be get short, right? This is what is most important. Like, okay, understanding the person's, like if a person is not speaking anything, like, okay, in your class, all the students are not speaking anything. Okay. That means they're speaking very loudly to you something. That's what I say. Like, I mean, that they're telling that, okay, you are either too good or just you are not. And I mean, aap unka sar pe upar se ja rahe ho. Maybe they're conveying you. That is emotional intelligence. I don't know whether I answered the question. I'm not very sure.
It is something like that. Yes, even I think it is like managing the emotion of employee and employer both at the same time. That's a skill one has to learn to be successful in the workplace. That's what I think. Okay.
See, I tell you a typical incident that happened only 2 days before. There was a meeting with chairman. Then we were presenting a proposal from one of the training institutes. Then he was not convinced about the rates. He was telling something. Then I said the same rates are used in another project. Then he said whether though department is more than chairman. Now, what answer I can give you?
Yes.
Now you see, I touched it raw nerve. I touched the raw nerve. I could have simply said, sir, we are re-examining the rates. He was very much interested in the project. He's okay with the whole thing. Only thing he said, online program ke liye, ye class ke liye itna paisa kyun lagega? It was a typical online programs. And we said per class I'll pay this much. Then he said, justify the cost for online program. Then what he said, I don't mind giving all this money to them, but ask them also to make series of movies, 10 minutes movies and upload in the website. Give it. Just see, I couldn't understand what he wants to say. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let me just see whether I could.
Sir, sorry for the interruption. We have many questions, sir.
Okay. I can see that
the question is in the chat box. Please read it and answer.
Yeah. Jigyasa Bal, right? When we go to bigger sphere, it takes a lot of time to get our segmented. But sir, how much time it took for you to come up with confidence? Let me tell you, we had some wonderful bosses in NABARD. So we never had any issue. But when it comes to JK Pepper Mill, what happened is I was the only person with a knowledge of formal forestry all other people were having skills only to cut the trees. Like, okay, bamboo ko